Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and a new paper crafting video. Today is release day at Trinity Stamps. They have some super cute new products. I'm sharing just a couple with you today, and I have so much more to share with you in the coming days and weeks. So make sure you stay tuned. And this is part of a hop, so you're going to want to hop along. The playlist for the hop is in the description box below, as well as the link to the Instagram hop. I am playing with the Hoot Hoot Hooray stamp set and die set and masking set that goes with it. I showed you the set there, and here I'm stamping out this owl on a branch on the front of a trifold panel. Now, I found this trifold panel like in my scraps. It's a little, messed up there in the middle, but I am going to make it work, and there's a couple things I have to work through on this project today, so you'll see. You'll see how it goes. But here I am using the mask for this. This is made out of Mylar. It is not the same material as a stencil. It's thinner. So I'm going to put some pixie spray on the back of this, which is just some lightweight spray adhesive that is low tack and easily removable. So I'll stick that down, and you can see it leaves that black edge of my stamped image, which is what you want. If it covers that black line, then you're going to have a white halo effect, which isn't very cute. So I am loving these Mylar masks. They're great for making one layer scenes. So I'm using some ink and a new tool to the Trinity Stamps line in this release. It is the shading Sidekick. And if you watch any of the Trinity Stamps lives that I do, I have shown this a couple times. I have been able to use it before it released, and so I wanted to make sure you knew that it is now officially available. So it is a short handled brush. It has a domed bristle. The bristles are domed, and they're very soft and very fluffy, and that's important because this is for shading. You're going to get really soft lines, and so you still want to follow the rules of like start your ink blending on your stencil, on your glass mat, work your way onto your paper, but because it is a soft, fluffy, domed brush, it really gives you a really soft kind of airbrushed look. Like, they're pretty spectacular brushes. So I'm loving them, and I'm super excited that I can finally let you know that you can purchase these in the Trinity Stamps shop. So I'm using this to do clouds over the front of my card, and I don't have to worry about my owl getting the blue ink on it because it's masked. Isn't that great? I love it. I love it. So I'm going to remove the mask, and then I'll be able to work on the coloring part of my card. I am not going to lie. I am not the best at one layer cards. Like, I probably could have done a couple other things with the masks, but sometimes I don't think about that until I get going. My cards kind of come together as I go. So I'm going to put the mask back down. I am going to add a birthday hat. Now, the birthday hats and all the hats in this set have no line across the bottom, so you can stamp it right up against the black line of the owl, and it looks like it's one stamped image. I love that. It's so cool. All right, so I also felt like my little owl needed a balloon. Now, I could have done all of these things and masked all of these things and then done my clouds, but I kind of lucked out that I had some white space there where I stamped them, so it worked good. All right, so now I want to show you the dies for this. I'm going to use this little owl on the inside panel of my card. I actually have 3 panels I'm going to zhuzh up for this card because it's a trifold. And check out this die right here. It die cuts out the party hat, but you see it leaves a white space at the bottom, and that is so you have somewhere to put the glue when you glue the hat on the die cut owl's head. Love it. It goes just like that. So cute. Okay, so we'll use that on the inside of the card, but I need to come back to the front because I'm going to create a little window into my front panel so you can see the word special through the front of the card into the second layer. Now, here's what happened when I removed the die. This very low tack tape, who I've never had trouble with, ripped my paper. What? Super disappointed about that. But I have a motto, just keep going. It's going to lead to invention. I'm going to have to think of something else to put there, and it's going to be a balloon. Yeah, don't you think that's the perfect thing? Some floating balloons. All right, so I created a second panel that's going to go behind this because I am going to color that out with some alcohol markers and it's going to bleed through. So I need to cover that up so it doesn't look yucky on the inside, and it's going to make that window also a little bit more sturdy. Now, that special word that I'm using, that die set, and I'm going to use the coordinating stamps, is also from this release. I'm going to bring it back in and I'll show it to you again, but I didn't want to leave that out because it's a pretty cool new Simply Sentimental set. All right, so now I'm using my Olo markers to color out my image. Now, I may have already told you, may have seen in a different video that I am new to Olo markers, but I finally feel kind of confident enough in using them to share my coloring with you on screen. It's just a different feel, and I'm not quite used to how the colors blend together, so I'm getting used to that. You'll see the lightest color that I bring in here, it doesn't work. Yeah, this is the card, you know, that is the trying card. It tries your patience, and you just have to keep going. That has helped me so much in my card making. It releases me from the pressure of making it perfect the first time, and I don't give up on my cards and start over. So here is the 7.1 marker. It does not blend well with the other two colors that I chose. It's a little gray. It kind of looks like my ink that I stamped has been blended by the pen. It's not good. So I brought in OR 4.2, and that kind of saved the day. I did have to go over this a second time with all three of these markers to really save it. And it worked fine. I think it worked great. These colors I feel have a little bit of a reddish undertone, which I kind of wanted because I'm going to color the branch in brown as well. So I wanted the owl to look different than the branch. And then I'm also going to do the other two owls from this Hoot Hoot Hooray stamp set. And I wanted all my owls to kind of look a little bit different, even though they're all going to be brown. So there he is. He's so, so cute. I actually did another card with this for the release videos that I did for Trinity Stamps, and I colored the owl blue. It's so cute. I'm going to drop a photo in right here so you can see what it looks like. I just love that you don't have to use this set only for birthday. I put a graduation hat on that one. Okay, so I am now adding in those balloons that are going to cover up that kind of ripped paper. I just kind of laid them out where I thought I might want them to go. I'll actually glue them down after I do some more things to my card. I like to kind of get the stamping parts done before I add in any layers. So I am using the new Simply Sentimental Special stamp set and of course the coordinating die, which I already used, and I am building up a sentiment around this window that's going to say, wishing you a special birthday. So I have all the words in the supporting sentiments from the stamp set that I can stamp around there, and I think it's really cool. And each panel of my card today is going to have a different special sentiment. So that's why it's a very special or an extra special card. So there it is. It's going to look way better with these little added balloons. I feel a lot better once I added these. Like, okay, I can live with some of the other paper that kind of came loose. And remember I told you that this card panel came from like my scrap bin and something I didn't end up using. Maybe because I cut it from some really cheap cardstock. I don't know. But I kept going, and in the end, I do love how this card turned out. So yeah, keep going. I'm adding some white gel pen highlights, and then once the front is done, I can add in this panel, like glue it in place. And this is going to make the card more sturdy, but especially that opening that says special. And then I'm covering up that panel that has the alcohol marker that bled through. Okay, I wasn't sure what color of cardstock I wanted to cut the word special from, so I kind of waited till I got the front done, and then I decided to go with this kind of soft aqua color that matches the balloon there and the color on his hat. And the paper that I used, I backed it with some rip and stick sheets to turn it into a sticker. And so the letters actually stayed in the die, and I could lay that in the opening and just press that onto my paper, and it stuck there and it fits perfectly. I love, love, love that. So, okay, let's now build a sentiment with that inside panel. So I'm going to make sure and stamp this far enough away from the word that you can't see the extra part of the sentiment when the card is closed. So this is going to say, for someone very special. I picked the wrong word. I had to switch it out for super. That's the one. For someone super special. Sorry, I'm going to use extra on the inside of the card. For someone super special. Isn't that cute? All right, so now I am going to add some clouds on the inside of my card. And I did use the owl mask there. I'm not really masking it per se. I don't need to because the owl I'm putting on this panel is actually die cut out. But I just needed to know where the owl would go as just a kind of reference. So that's another way you can use the mask. And I'm going to stick something there so it doesn't matter whether or not it's there or not. It's just a visual placeholder for me. All right, so there it is. I removed that and I can stick my owl down just like that. And I know like how the clouds looked around the owls, really what I was going for. So here he is all colored up. I made this one a little bit darker. I colored his hat, stuck it on, and I think it's darling. So now I'll add some more white gel pen highlights. But the one thing I wanted to show you about this portion of the white gel pen highlight is in the fold of my card there, my hand's covering it up right now, there is a little bit of the alcohol marker in brown from coloring the branch that shows through on the fold of the card. So I am going to use my white gel pen and cover that up. Now I did have to go in and do like a couple layers, like later I went and did it again, but save the day. I was like, what is this speck in my card? So for the win, the white gel pen in size 10. Okay, I am taking another of the Simply Sentimental special dies and I'm partially die cutting. So that's why the plate only covers half of that die. So it's only going to cut half of that image. And that is going to create a little slot, a kind of pocket for me to add a gift card. But then I can also add the word special there. So I did the same thing I did before, put the rip and stick sheets on the back. Now these ones didn't stick in the die. I don't know why these things happen sometimes and not others. It's the same exact cardstock, the same exact die machine, the same exact rip and stick sheets. So your guess is as good as mine. All right, so there we go. We can stick the little gift card right behind the word. All right, so now we're going to do some more masking. I want to have this owl holding the banner. Now, I did the owl holding the banner on that blue owl card that I showed you, but it was all die cut. So this time I'm going to do masking. Now, what I've learned about masking is whatever is going to be on top or in front is the thing you stamp first and then mask that and stamp the thing that will then go behind it. So I've stamped my banner. Now the masks for this are beansy. Oh, they're tiny. So what I did is I sprayed that with pixie spray while it was still attached to the sheet. So these Mylar masks, they have a little tab that connects them to the sheet and you just got to pop them all out. I tried it with scissors, but I think it's easier just to pop them out. Like you just kind of tear them. It comes off really easy. All right, so I've covered each of those little banners. They are masked, and then I'm going to stamp the owl down over the top of that, and it will appear as if he's holding the banner. So it's really, really cool. So I'm just going to take my tweezers now and carefully remove those little banner pieces because they do have ink on them, and I don't want to like smudge that with my finger. I'm going to try and save these in this die set, or in the set of Mylar masks. You actually get 2 sets of the masks for this particular stamp set. So you actually have like 6 little banners. They're tiny, so if you lose them, there's more. All right, so there I've colored it, and now I'm going to add my sentiment. So this one's going to say, an extra special card. Because it's got 3 layers, it's got a gift card, it's got a window, all the things. So I thought that was really fun little sentiment that you could add, an extra special card. Isn't that cute? I also decided that my little owl was on the inside going to need a hat. So you'll see me add that in just a minute. I just, couldn't live without him also having a birthday hat on his head. And every time I think I'm done with my cloud stencil, but I'm not. I just felt like all 3 of the panels needed to have the cloudy background. So here I was just about to stamp the hat and felt like, that hat, it might stamp onto his face, so I'm just going to mask it just in case. And I actually did a really good job stamping and didn't end up needing the mask. But all right, so now I'm bringing back my stencil here, and I masked off my owl, but I just strategically placed the stencil so I didn't have to worry about getting the blue ink on the party hat. But everything on every panel on this, I felt just needed the clouds, and it just completes the look, keeps it cohesive. You could also dress up these other two panels, but I wanted to have somewhere that was easy to write a message. So I felt like that right-hand side there would be the spot for that. So there you have it. Plus there's 3 owls, so yeah. I'm going to put this entire piece down onto an A2 size panel. So that that aqua color panel is 5.5 by 4 1/4, and the closed trifold is actually 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I didn't actually go back and check the scoring and the measurement of when that whole thing is open. I should totally do that. I will put it in the description box below. So if you want to create this kind of trifold card, you could do that. Okay, I'll put those measurements down there for you. Also, remember, this is a hop. There is a giveaway. All of the information regarding that is in the description box below. So you can click that playlist and watch all the videos for this hop and enter to win the giveaway. There's a little form for you to do. So thank you so much for watching. There's links to shop the Trinity Stamps shop down there for you as well, so you can check out this new release and get some shading sidekicks. I'll see you on the next video. Happy stamping. Bye.